Hey guys, welcome back to another video, and today we're here to talk about the stock market, what it's doing, and one stock in particular, and how they're combating the tariffs. And I think they have a very bright future ahead of them, and they're priced very attractively. So if you enjoy these videos, be sure to smash the like button. It means a lot to me. I'd really appreciate it. And also subscribe to the channel if you want to see more content like this. Our next goal is 200 subscribers. We've been moving very fast. I appreciate you guys for all the support. And yeah, let's get right into it. So we can see the portfolio is up a lot today, almost 5%, $700. And if we look the past week, this has been a great week for the portfolio, We're up almost 10% just in 1 week. So I'm very happy with this. But then we go back a month and we can see that it's been hit very hard. Then we go back 3 months, we can see it's been hit hard. And year to date, we're down 10%. So this is a nice little bounce back. I definitely enjoy it. But I do think that there's a lot of room for, the portfolio to get back to where it was and surpass those levels. But, that's expected to come with where these stock prices are. So let's get right into it. The stock that we're going to be talking about today is Nike. So I've made a few videos on Nike before, but there's some new development in their story, and I wanted to kind of go over it and show my new sentiment for the stock. I've always, thought that this stock was a buy, especially when it was this cheap. It was, hovering around $52. That was its 52-week low right here. We can see $52.28 for Nike. And yeah, this stock has been, beat down a lot, beat to the bones. Down 33.73% in the past 5 years. Just in the past year, it's down 37%. And we can see, from its all-time high right here, it was at 177. It's less than a third of that right now. So that's a little scary, right? That's a big drop for a big company. Nike's very well known. I'm sure if you're watching this video, you've heard of Nike. You probably own some Nike items. I wouldn't put that past you. I'm sure that you've heard about this company. They're very well known, and this is a company that a lot of people buy when they first get into the stock market. They hear the thing, buy companies that you use, buy companies that you know, and Nike's usually one of those ones. So it's very surprising to see this one down so much, but then you dig a little bit deeper and you realize that there's some reasons that it's down this much. Definitely there's reasons, but at the same time, I think that these reasons are a little, it's a little exaggerated. So if we look at down here, the company has a PE ratio under $20. So I think they have a competitive advantage. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think you guys can agree that Nike is, a little more popular than some other brands out there that are kind of in the same area. And their swoosh adds value to things. There's pants that you might not buy, but since they have the Nike logo on them, you're going to pay, $20 more for the ones without the Nike logo. And same thing for shoes. You're like, oh, okay, I see the Nike swoosh on the shoes. The quality's probably better than these unbranded, Target brand ones. I don't know. But there's definitely a lot of competitive advantages that Nike does have. So PE ratio under 20 is pretty insane to me. I think their historical average is pretty close to 30, actually. So that's very... that's a pretty solid indicator that it is undervalued, and we can see their dividend yield right here, almost 3%. So this is a great dividend company too, and great for portfolio diversity. If you own a lot of tech stocks, which I'm sure a lot of you guys do, and you might not even know it, but you own a lot of tech stocks by owning the S&P. This is a great, commerce stock. This is one that's kind of, you can see right here, apparel and accessories, consumer services, and retail. So this is a great stock to kind of diversify your portfolio and get some dividend income. You can reinvest it, which is what I do. But I do, I think that this is a great company to buy right now. And if we go deeper into the, statistics for this company, we can see that Nike is moving their production out of China, which I really like to see. This is a very strategic move by Nike, and we can see that actually, coincidentally, they just brought leadership evolves as Nike welcomes new chief strategy officer. So, that's very interesting. But we could see right here that Nike has been gradually shifting its manufacturing production away from China for several years, with Vietnam now being the company's largest manufacturing location. The shift is driven by factors like increasing labor costs in China, trade tensions, and desire to diversify supply chains. So if we check this, it says Sportico.com. I'm not sure what that is, but they reported that Vietnam has become Nike's largest manufacturing market, producing 50% of its footwear and 28% of its apparel in fiscal year 2024. And this is actually a very great play by Nike. Obviously, but because Vietnam is willing to work with the president right now on the tariffs. So Vietnam tariffs. If we look at this, Vietnam starts trade talks with the U.S. as immense 46% tariffs loom. But Vietnam is very willing to work with the U.S. when it comes to tariffs. And I mean, in comparison to countries like China that are kind of starting a war, Vietnam is very open to working with the U.S. So that's why I feel very good that Nike has a big chunk of its production moved into Vietnam, because that's the main fear with this stock. When the tariffs were announced, I mean, we can just look back when the tariffs were announced. Somewhere around here, Nike was at $81. We watch it go all the way down to 53. And that's just from the tariffs. It went from $80 to 53. So we're down 13%, and then we go all the way down 43%. It's a 30% drop because of the tariffs being announced. But if the tariffs only affect 50% of Nike's, supply, and Nike's on its way of moving out of China and producing, more in different countries, why would the stock drop 30%? I think that presents a very, very good buying opportunity that a lot of people aren't taking advantage of right now, which is fine. That's why you're here right now, to take advantage of it. But I think that there's definitely a lot of reasons that Nike should be priced a lot higher than it actually is right now, and that's evident when you look at the stock price. And I kind of wanted to check right here at some calls for Nike. I think that would be very interesting to see what Nike actually is looking like in the option chain, because I don't think this drop's going to last a long time in Nike. I think people are going to start realizing that Nike's worth a lot more than this. I mean, Nike, it doesn't even look right here, seeing calls for $60 on Nike. But you could see, I mean, you could go a wide range with these. You could put a $100 call. Nike would have to rise a lot, which I think is totally possible. I think it can definitely rise 50%, in the next year or two, definitely, because of how badly it's beaten down. But I think I like this call. If we look at the, option chain here on Robinhood, I like the 2027s because of how far out they are. They allow for, a lot of room, but I mean, also we could check the 2026s. I think that those are cool too. There's no 2027s on Robinhood, so that's pretty convenient. But if we check right here, we have these at a delta of around 60. I kind of want a delta of around 70. I like these, and they're $1,300. You can see, these are great option in my opinion if you do want to play options on Nike. Anything around this area, I try to look for ones with 70 delta. I think that's a great, risk to reward, or that's a good amount to risk with the call if you have 70 delta. I like that. So if we check right here, the same option on here, we have this one for a lot less actually. That's a $60 one. So if we check the one with the 70 delta, we'll check the 5250 call for 2026. Yeah, we can see this one right here, and we can see that, I mean, this can pay off very well if Nike does rise. I mean, it has a good amount of time, and I think that it can definitely rise 15%. I think in the next couple weeks, I think that's possible. In the next couple days, Nike can rise 15%. It can drop 15%, obviously. But I feel very confident that Nike will be priced higher than it is right now in the near future. I think that this is a very safe bet when it comes to Nike stock because of how beaten down it is. I mean, just from a fundamental analysis, we can see that this stock is way cheaper than it should be, way cheaper than it's historically been. And that's just very surface level. If we dig a little bit deeper, we can see that Nike is insanely cheaper than it should be. So it's evident that this stock, you should purchase this up. I mean, I'm still dollar cost averaging down. I own this one at $71. I thought it was a steal. So the fact that it did touch the 50s and is in the 50s right now, it's a beautiful time to buy Nike stock. And I really think that you guys should take advantage of this. I think it would be the smartest thing to do, especially because it'll help diversify your portfolio. If we look at my portfolio right here, we can see that I'm pretty diversified. I mean, I have big tech stocks, but then I have, some banking stocks. I have some, beverage industry, some consumer, kind of a tech stock right here. And then we have, some of the supplies. Then we have another tech stock. But I mean, then makeup. I mean, very, very diversified portfolio. And I feel great with that. I think that, I mean, I also have a lot of, companies that produce a lot in China. Like a lot of those companies are down a lot, obviously. But if we check out ELF right here, I mean, ELF is up a lot today too. I mean, the tariffs are seeming like they might ease a little bit. So yeah, I mean, I'm feeling very good about these companies like Nike, ELF that have a majority of their production in China, moving out of China, and they're kind of, they know how to play the game. And I think people are overreacting a lot because these companies have been through this before. This isn't their first, rodeo. They have teams that are trying to max out their profit and revenue. So they're not going to just turn over and be like, oh, there's a 50% tariff in China. Like our sales are going to drop by 50%. Everything's going to cost so much more. No, I mean, these companies have been through this before, and they know what to do. And I would think people are underestimating what companies know how to do. It's just a lot of fear going on in the market right now. And if you can't handle that, then that's fine. I don't think the market is a place for you. But if you can, then I think this is a great opportunity to take advantage of, and we're not going to see it for much longer, as we've seen just the past couple of days. Market's been up, at least in my portfolio, almost 10%. If we check the SPY, something like a major index, major ETF, we can see in the past week this one's up 4%. So I don't think there's a lot of time left when it comes to buying these stocks for this cheap of a price. So I'd definitely take action on it now if I were you. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have for today, guys. I'd appreciate it if you did smash the like button and also subscribe to the channel. It means the world to me. Also comment down below what other videos you guys want to see probably in the future. I'm open to any ideas. I'd appreciate it. So yeah, catch you guys in the next one. Thank you for watching. Peace.